What personal or professional reasons do you have for getting up at 5 a.m. every day? My husband used to wake up 5 a.m. for work. Although he no longer needs to wake up that early, he has made it a habit since he can have time to make himself breakfast and work on his hobbies. One of my dogs caught on his habit and demanded to give her food at 5 a.m. by whining. Then we got another dog, who also caught on. She has a full meltdown with zoomies and barks at 5 a.m. which makes me wake up. So that's why I get up at 5 a.m. every day, regardless of weekends and holidays. With age, retiring around 9 p.m. has become the norm, making waking up at 5 a.m. a routine practice. Enjoying both sunrises and sunsets offers a bonus. The downside is adjusting to late nights when friends visit, necessitating an increase in coffee or espresso consumption. An advantage includes dining earlier when food quality tends to be superior due to less crowded kitchens, avoiding overly festive crowds, and experiencing a more leisurely atmosphere. I worked at an investment firm on the West Coast for 5 years. Markets open at 6:30 a.m., so I had to get up that early. So on the days when I got to work from home, I got up as late as 6:20 a.m., though I usually didn't get up 1 minute before my start time as this person does https fortune. Con 2020 to 1023 waking up 1 minute before remote job. I probably had a better excuse to do so with the early start time. Similar to many others, my workday usually starts around 8 a.m. Waking up at 5 a.m. grants me precious moments for myself before dedicating my time to my job. Prior to heading out, I indulge in activities like reading, preparing a wholesome breakfast, exercising, and perhaps delving into a personal project. This routine significantly enhances my mood and mindset as I approach the day ahead. If I don't, I can't take the dog for a walk, feed her, get myself ready, catch the bus and the train to be at work by 7 a.m. I don't have to be at work till 8 a.m. and even there's some leeway, but I always feel like my day's off if I don't have that quiet hour in the morning to organize my thoughts and my day. So ultimately, I guess it's to have an hour to plan my productivity. For a.m. because the gym opens at 5. And that's when the least amount of people are there. When I finally started going to the gym, I was certainly intimidated. Didn't want to be doing things wrong in front of all the gym folks. Friend pointed out only the enthusiasts show up that early 5 a.m. And a year and a half later, well, now I am one of those weirdos, ha 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 ha. Edited grammar. Similar to how you wake up every day at 9 in the morning, they gradually become used to setting an alarm at 5 in the morning. They are not particularly wealthy if they choose to get up early. Even owning a car, hot water, and coffee does not equate to wealth. If you want to save money, you can opt to prepare instant coffee. Please remember that social media is a fake. I'm 63. When I left school in 1977, I was told that you soon get used to getting up early, and it won't take long before you wake earlier every day automatically. I'm still waiting for that to happen. My alarm goes off at 4:30. By midweek I'm knackered. Last Saturday I didn't wake up until 10:30 despite having set an alarm for 0730. When will I start waking up automatically? Many years ago I had a 5 a.m. start. There was no public transport, so I would get up at 4 a.m. Get ready, then take 45 minutes walking to work. I would then work 1 p.m. with no break. Go back home. Get a train to my hometown, then DJ 10 a.m. Get to bed at 4 a.m. 24-hour day. Done that for 2 years. There was other work and college involved as well. Was a long slog but worth it. I prefer to meditate when the world has yet to wake and grow nosy. So I get up at 5:00 a.m., read something spiritually inspiring over a cup of coffee to dispel the sleep from my brain, and then I sit for an hour of meditation. This is my morning, pre-breakfast routine. Also, this leaves me with enough time for a healthy breakfast before I start work at 8:00 a.m. My wife suffered a serious medical condition twice. Both times she ended up spending most of a year with increasingly bad symptoms, eventually requiring her to stay in the hospital for a few days. Those incidents were 2 and 5 years ago, and to this day I still have to wake up early and deal with the consequences. I do love the consequences though, so I can work out, give my dog a decent walk in the morning, cook breakfast, and get ready before work. I also tend to do a lot of quick housework in the mornings. The rush in those 15 minutes before I need to leave for work every day pushes me to get a lot done. Dishes, garbage, watering plants, sweeping, cat litter, dusting, etc. I just don't have time to get everything done if I wake up later. I can get a lot done in the morning, start work at 7:30. Be done at 3:30, and actually have time for my family. When bedtime is over, I still have around an hour to myself to read or whatever before I hit the hay. It's an awesome schedule, unless I have problems sleeping. I program my coffee pot so the coffee is fresh and hot and waiting for me at 5:30. Then I have an hour to do what I want before I have to get ready for work. Lately I sit at my desk, read or shop or sort through mail or projects I've been procrastinating. It helps prevent me from feeling stressed and depressed when the alarm goes off. I wake up at 4 a.m. I start with meditation and study, then either yoga or running on the treadmill. Breakfast, then daily chores. I have all housekeeping tasks divided over 7 days. Then I shower and get ready for work. This way when I get home, I don't have to do anything but put my stretchies on. I naturally wake up early because I go to bed early most morning. I wake up with a new idea or solution to a problem I have been thinking about, so wake up with some level of excitement to write it down before it escapes my mind. I also get hungry in the morning, and that motivates me to get out of bed. It's incredibly easy to be full of gratitude and contentment when I'm sitting on my patio, sipping on coffee, and watching the sunrise. It sets a positive tone for the rest of the day, and there is no fun night out that makes missing the stillness and quiet of early mornings worth it. For the same reason that I like walking around while it is snowing, everything is so very quiet. The house is still and calm. I have sensitive eyes. Dawn is better than sunrise because it's still light out, but it's not too bright. Everything also just smells fresh too. I'm up between 4:30 and 5:00 on any day off I get. I get to go home 3 to 5 times a year, and since I usually work all night and sleep during the day, my schedule gets out of whack the day I get home. I love the absolute peace and solitude before the world really gets going. I get up at 5:45 usually. If I leave before 7, my commute is 9 minutes faster. There's no line at Tim's if I need a coffee, and I feel like I'm okay to leave earlier if I get in earlier. We start at 7:30. By the time we go over what to do, the guys are out the door by 8. I drive for a living, so my work schedule is dependent upon where and when a load is going. I can go from across town to across country, out of the country. If I'm not driving at 5 a.m., I'm usually drinking coffee or maybe doing maintenance on my van equipment. Work, I have to get up, do my hair, makeup and get dressed. Then I make breakfast and lunch, fill bottles for the toddlers, and then head out for my commute. I get home kinda late too, but on the plus side, only have to go into the office for days a week. It's great to get up before the kids and have some quiet time to relax. Drink some coffee, read the news, meditate or exercise before the chaos starts. I used to enjoy sleeping in before kids, but now wake up around 5. It's my favorite part of the day, because the dog wants to go out, and the dog is crated so that I don't wake up to a puddle and a pile. So this requires me letting the dog out and then letting the dog out. And then my husband gets up at 6 for work, so by then I'm awake. Need to get up, get showered, let dogs out, give them some time to run about while I get ready, feed them, and then head to work. Extra OB. Better than when I was working overtime and getting up at 2:30 in the morning. I don't do it every day, but if I have something in the evening that prevents me from running or working out in the gym after work, I do it in the morning instead, starting 8:50 a.m. So I'm actually up at 4 a.m. The cats start meowing loudly for food at 4:30 a.m. So I get up at 5:00 a.m. and feed them, have some coffee in the stillness of the morning, and contemplate my day. It is a peaceful time. Once the felines are fed, PTSD won't let me sleep more than 6 hours exactly. So if I'm up at 5, it means I hope maybe finally I might sleep more, or didn't time go into bed. Well, and now the 6 age mark arrived earlier than needed. That's the only feasible time I can get to gym and focus on my well-being. Otherwise it's chaos with a lovely 20-month-old when I'm home. My spouse just doesn't understand. Men need time alone as well. My shift starts at 6 a.m. In order to get myself ready and to work without rushing, I have to wake up at 4:20 a.m. I got tired of people giggling when I told them that I just started telling them for 15. It's beyond my control. I instinctively rise around that time. Honestly, I enjoy it, as most others are still asleep, offering a tranquil moment to savor a coffee and awaken at my own rhythm. I like to have time to savor the coffee and cook breakfast. The old stay in bed until it's time to panic, skip breakfast, blood sugar crash until lunch routine wasn't getting it done anymore. I love getting a run in before I eat breakfast and do coursework prior to classes. The morning runs early in the AM energize me. It's a beautiful and quiet time in an otherwise busy day. It keeps the littles from going insane. The littles are what I call my ex-BF's dead siblings. 317. They follow me everywhere, even to the bathroom, and don't leave unless they go visit him. I do commercial pest control. Most of why accounts can go early. I love getting started early, watching the sun come up and finishing work early, so I can do things I enjoy all afternoon.